After being announced way back in 2014 and being in development hell for the past 9 years or so, gamers will finally be able to get their hands on Dead Island 2. The first game was originally developed by Techland, makers of the now very popular zombie parkour game, Dying Light. However, the devs over at Techland decided to focus more on Dying Light, which caused the publisher Deep Silver to look for a new dev team to continue the production of Dead Island sequel. After bouncing around different development teams, the game was finally announced at Gamescom 2022, with the UK-based studio Sumo Digital heading the production. So, will the long wait for this game be worth it? Well, then let's dive in and see what Dead Island 2 has in store. Disclaimer: the score given in the video is based on the presentation of pre-release info and does not reflect a finalized score of the game. We will be making a follow-up video post-release, reviewing the game to give a well-informed final score. The sequel brings back the first game's feature of having preset characters to choose from, each with their own unique personalities and starting skills. Dead Island 2 will feature 6 playable characters to find out that they are immune to the zombie virus due to their corrupt DNA. Each of the 6 survivors has their own strengths and weaknesses that can fit any playstyle. An example of these characters is a stuntman from London named Jacob, who has the special ability Frenzy, which makes him mow down zombies with his strength. If being agile is more your thing, then there's also Amy, an athlete that is able to perform moves like dropkicks and martial arts. With all these unique characters and abilities, there's surely one that can cater to your style. The first game, Dead Island, brought players to a tropical, fictional island named Banoy, in which they all had to find a way to escape the zombie-infested island. Dead Island 2, however, brings us to an actual real-world location, the City of Angels, Los Angeles. Here, you will get to explore all the notable landmarks found in LA, but with a zombie apocalypse twist. You're also gonna have to scavenge items that will help you survive, and eventually also find a way to escape the city. LA isn't only filled with zombies though, as along the way you will encounter some other survivors that may need help. Or not. The gameplay retains all of what made the first game a blast. Being able to use a variety of weapons to combat the zombie horde is one of the game's strong points. You can use bladed tools to dispatch zombies with some quick slices, or go for a more blunt approach with clubs or hammer type weapons. And of course, when all else fails, there's also your trusty firearm for a quick but loud option of slaying endless zombie hordes. You're also able to upgrade your weapons at workbenches found across the game world, so if you have taken a fancy to a certain weapon, why not give it a bit more oomph with the upgrades? With all these tools at your disposal and adding the studio's new flesh technology, the game makes finishing off zombies look a lot more satisfying and visceral. Speaking of the flesh system, this also applies to the locational damage you do to your foes. Like for example, aiming for the legs would slow them down, which opens them up for a quick ground finisher. As for the enemies, there won't just be your typical shuffling zombie to worry about. The game will feature multiple zombie types to keep you on your toes. These can range from runners, which could easily swarm the player if they're not careful, to heavy-hitting crusher types that will take a lot of skill to take down. There are also more types of zombies to worry about, so it's probably best to plan out your attacks before engaging them. Speaking of planning out your attack, Dead Island 2 also features a flexible skill system. Aside from the starting skills your character has, you're able to focus on certain fighting styles using a skill card system. This allows players to mix and match their skills to their liking. Having this flexible system will make every build feel unique, as there are many different card combinations to try out. And if all else fails, there is also a special move called Fury Mode, which allows players to tap into their corrupted DNA to unleash powerful zombie-like moves in those do-or-die situations. The game takes place in the very real world of LA. From what we've seen in the trailers, the devs really put a lot of attention into making the city feel very close to its real-life counterpart. The way the sun shines across the skyline really makes you feel like you're in the beachside city. Everything feels so vibrant and colorful, which greatly contrasts the depressing feel of the usual zombie apocalypse game. The finishers also sound great, which makes the slaying of zombie hordes a satisfying experience. Overall, based on the trailers, the game looks like an 8 out of 10. Dead Island 2 seems like a huge improvement from the first game. The gameplay loop looks solid, while the very flexible skill system would also increase its replayability. Hopefully, the studio change was the right choice, and we're looking forward to seeing more of this game this coming April 21, 2023. If you like this video, follow us for more as we publish videos on all things gaming related. This is Game 8 Information Station, signing out.